Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78. I'm at the movie theater with my beautiful girlfriend. Say hello, beautiful girlfriend.
Hello.
Today we're going to have a movie marathon. We're going to watch Paranormal Activity 4. I hope it's not too scary, because my girlfriend doesn't like scary movies that much, but she's willing to bear it just for me. So we're going to watch Paranormal Activity 4. I've liked the other three movies, so I'm hoping this one's also good. And to take the edge off, we're going to watch after that Looper, which is the Joseph Gordon-levitt, Bruce Willis movie that we also wanted to see. So we're going to have, as soon as this one ends, we're going to jump theaters and watch this one. So yeah, watch out for the review of both movies. Say bye, hon.
Bye.
Later, guys. Hey there, YouTube. This is Vargas XX78 with another movie review. This time, giving you a 2-for-1 deal. Yesterday, I went with my beautiful girlfriend. Again, the whole reason why I'm doing these movie reviews is because I finally have someone in my life that enjoys going to the movies as much as I do. And yesterday, she was like, why don't we go see 2 movies at once? And I was like, let's go for it. So, yesterday, as you probably saw from the little clip I put in here, we went to see both Paranormal Activity 4 and Looper. So, the plan was to see the scary movie first because my girl's not a big fan of scary movies. Scary movies actually do get her riled up. So, the plan was to watch Paranormal Activity 4 first, to get that out of the way, and then try to forget that with the more calm movie, Looper. So we went to see Paranormal Activity 4, and I saw the first movie when it recently came out, and I loved it. I didn't know what to expect about it. I heard actually that a lot of people thought that movie was really, really bad and boring and everything. But I saw the first one, and I was amazed at how awesome it was. If you want to see a more in-depth review of the whole series, watch Spoonie's review of each one of the Paranormal Activities. But I liked the Paranormal Activities. I thought the first one was really, really great. The second one was also good. The third one had a lot of 80s elements that I liked, but also it expanded more on the situation with the demon and everything, and Toby. My girlfriend only saw the third one. So she didn't know about Katie and everything that came before, or Hunter. But this takes up after the second one, where Katie breaks into her sister's house and she abducts Hunter and walks away with him. It's 6 years after that, and everything starts with this girl that's talking through Skype with her boyfriend. And they notice that some new neighbors are acting kind of weird, and something happens to the mother, so Robbie has to stay with this family. So you kind of get an inkling that Katie is the mom, but and I thought Robbie was Hunter, because as soon as Robbie gets into the house, weird stuff starts happening, and you start seeing things. And they do this really interesting thing with the Xbox Kinect. Apparently the Xbox reads people by throwing this grid of dots, and they activate the Kinect and they go into night vision, and everything gets illuminated in these green dots. It's a really great effect. So there you get your first shadowy thing. You get your first you see this blob of green dots moving without it being anyone. The scares took a little longer to actually start this one, and it wasn't I didn't think it was as good as scares as it was in the first one or even the second one. But once the story picks up, it's more about the story, because you find out that after Katie abducts Hunter, she puts him up for adoption. So this totally different family picks him up, the family that focuses on Paranormal Activity 4. And so Robbie was just there basically to tell Hunter that he's adopted and that his time is coming. And then the witch cult that appeared in the third one are the ones responsible for the neighbors, and then they're kind of like grooming Wyatt, who's actually revealed to be Hunter from the second one, into being the vessel for Toby, the demon. So it focuses mostly on that. It does have some really good scares, like when the mom is watching this cook show, and she's chopping, and then she turns around, and the knife just flips up, and it disappears, and you're not, what the hell happened to the knife? It's gonna fall on her or something. It doesn't happen. She's like, what the hell happened to the knife? And she grabs another one and starts chopping and everything. It isn't until later on in the movie that the dad hears this weird noise in the computer in the kitchen, because that's how they get away with filming the footage. The daughter starts realizing that there's some stuff going on, so she convinces the boyfriend to set up all the cameras in all the computers in the house to start recording video. So that's how she's able to record the video in the living room, in the kitchen, in Wyatt's room, and in her laptop with the Skype thing. So they do that, and then the dad hears the noise in the kitchen, so he goes in to check what's up. Nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, the knife falls like that. It gets stabbed on the kitchen counter, and then that's like freaking out and everything. It has some really good effective scares, but it didn't feel as scary and moody as the prior films, which was kind of disappointing. But still, I still really liked Paranormal Activity 4. The ending, my girl couldn't watch the ending, the last ending sequence, because everything just hit the fan, and people started dying, and Katie was involved in it, and it is a little cliche, because the sister goes into, after Katie wants to, initiate Hunter, she takes him into the neighbor's house, and the blonde girl goes running into the house, and that's like, you know something's creepy going on, don't go into the house. But she goes there, and all of a sudden, her dad's getting flipped up and down and everything, and then you see Katie, and Katie kind of like starts running, and when she gets really close to the camera, you can see the demon face, and then the girl closes the door, and then Katie bursts through. She jumps out the window, and she sees Hunter, and Hunter's like looking at something on the back, and she turns around, and then there's like the whole bunch of ladies in undershirts, just like a whole bunch of them. Like, this witch cult is huge, and she turns around and she sees Katie again with her demon face, and that's when the movie ends. And that ending was really, really cool. All the endings in the Paranormal Activity series I've liked, but that ending was just like, oh crap, everything's hit the fan. And I don't know if they should make a fifth one, because I don't know how they would resolve everything. Hunter's already, he's already going to be possessed by by Toby the demon, so I don't know how they might do a fifth one. I would like to see everything conclude somehow, because everything, it's kind of like the Resident Evil movies, the ending just kind of leaves everything set up for something else. So I would like to see a resolution to the Paranormal Activity, even if that's possible. Again, it's I don't think it's a type of series that could have a resolution, but I would like to have it resolved somehow. But anyway, Paranormal Activity was a really, really great movie. I enjoyed myself watching it. I didn't think it was boring at all. It sets up the characters very well, and it still has the really cool scares and the very effective scares. And I was really surprised that Robbie wasn't Hunter, and it was revealed that this Wyatt kid was Hunter from the second one. I thought that blew my mind. I was like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. So that was really cool. It was a really cool surprise to see. So Paranormal Activity 4, in my opinion, gets a solid 9. Definitely a good movie. I still need to get 2 and 3 on DVD, but I want to complete that series, because I only own the first one and I love it. So I want to get the rest of the series, because it's a really, really fun series. A lot of people complain that it's boring, but I don't think it's boring. I think it hits the mark when it needs to be scary, and then it gives us an amazing ending in each one of the movies. So definitely a solid 9. I'd go watch Paranormal Activity 4. right when that show ended, we went out and we got into another place to go see the new. Well, it released in the U.S. and it released a week ago in Mexico. But we went to see the Looper movie, starring Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's totally different from what I thought it would be. I thought it was about this time-traveling hitman that meets up with his future self, and then the future selves are the past and the present kind of like fighting. Totally different type of movie. It was totally different from what I thought it would be. It turns out that what the Loopers do is that in the future, well, the movie's in 2044, so 30 years after that, the mafia gets a hold of time travel. So when they want someone gone, they send him back to the past, to 2044, and the Loopers, which are the hitmen, are waiting for them. So they just kill the guys, dispose of the body, because that way there's no evidence because it got thrown into the past, and then they collect their money. They collect silver. They cash it in, and they can do whatever they want. The way that the Looper contract works is that when your contract ends, 30 years into the future, they find you. They transport you back in time so that you basically have to kill yourself. And instead of being paid in silver, you get paid in gold. And you can live your life however the hell you want. You can do whatever you want to in those 30 years. When 30 years catches up to you, they get you in the future and then resend you back in time. So that's why they're called loopers, because they're continuously, going through this loop. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is a looper called Joe, and that's what he does. He just kills people that get sent to the past. Then one day, a friend of his has to get his contract. He has to kill himself, but he lets the guy from the future go. And that's like a big no-no, because the mob sent someone from the future to the past to basically build up the Looper institution and, keep control of things in the past. So he doesn't want someone else from the future messing up with his plans. So I thought that was really cool. What they do is that they take Joe's friend called Seth in the past, and they start cutting off a finger. They cut off a finger, and then the future version certainly has no finger, and then the other finger disappears, and then the other finger disappears, and then his nose disappears, and then a scar that says, "Go to this street, hurry," and then his legs. That was an amazing effect, because they were chopping off the guy from the past, so the future guy was kind of like collapsing up because his legs suddenly disappear, and his tongue disappears. It was a freaky effect, but it was so cool. And then that's how they get him. So Joe now knows the risk of letting go your future self, because the mob will mess you up. And then he goes to his contract, and but the guy, when they send someone to the past, they're all tied up and everything. Out of the blue, Bruce Willis pops up, and I do have to mention this: the makeup. They put Joseph Gordon-Levitt with makeup to make him look like Bruce Willis, and sometimes it looks really cool. I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt looks spot on like Bruce Willis in some scenes, but when it's too bright and he has too much lighting, you can see the makeup, so it isn't as effective. But most of the movie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt pulls off, even the way that Bruce Willis talks. Holy crap, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is amazing. He's becoming an amazing actor. And he pulled off a young Bruce Willis really, really well. That whole thing, it just astonished me about the movie. How Joseph Gordon-Levitt just became this young Bruce Willis. I thought that was freaking amazing. But anyway, Bruce Willis appears in front of him, but he's not tied up or anything. He just looks at him, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt realizes that this is his future self. So he shoots him, but Bruce Willis turns around so he hits the gold, and then knocks past Joe out. So future Joe lived out his contract, fell in love, found a wife, and when his 30 mark was hit. So they kill his wife. They're about to send him back to to fill out the Looper contract. He busts out. So his plan is to go into the past and change the past so that his wife doesn't get killed. Because apparently in the future, this super powerful telekinetic is just running havoc. So Bruce Willis thinks that if he kills the kid before he becomes this the Rainmaker, which is this guy that's taking over everything, his timeline will change and his wife will be saved. So basically, Bruce Willis turns into this like Terminator-like character where he's hunting down kids. Joe, the Joseph Gordon-Levitt past version, goes into this farmhouse where he meets up with the actress that was in the 5-year engagement. I forget her name, but I wasn't sure. My girlfriend's the one that recognized her right away. But he goes into this farm and he meets this lady and his kid called Sid, and he decides he's gonna stay there and protect them, and he starts bonding with the girl and the kid, while the future, the Bruce Willis character, the future Joe, is being hunted down by the mob. So he's like, everything that changes in Joseph Gordon-Levitt's life, it starts affecting Bruce Willis. So he starts forgetting his wife, and he starts having new memories. So he's being hunted at every opportunity. So they catch him, and then he's able to wipe out the mob, the mob base in the present. Well, not in 2044. He just goes classic Bruce Willis, just like shooting everything up. He kills everyone. So in the farm, the little kid freaks out and he implodes this gang member, that the mob member that went to the farm looking for past Joe. He just gets upset and just turns the guy into a puddle. But that effect was really cool because it's in slow motion, and then the guy kind of like explodes in slow mo. Great effect. Love that effect. So when past Joe sees that, future Joe remembers it. So he goes into the farm and they have this shootout between past Joe and old Joe. It turns out that the Rainmaker is evil because he witnessed his mom getting killed. So he became an orphan, became all bitter and everything. And that's why he became the Rainmaker and just brought down chaos on the future Earth. And it turns out that it's because of Bruce Willis, the future Joe, because as everyone's running from the farm, the mom gets in front of the kid and tells the kid, run away, run away. And Bruce Willis is like, I gotta take her out so I can take out this kid. But past Joe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, realizes that that's the loop. That's what created the whole chaos. So in a very original way, what Joseph Gordon-Levitt, past Joe, ends up doing is that there's no way that he's gonna reach old Joe in time. So he takes the gun and shoots himself. Future Joe realizes that he knows that this is what happened, and whoop, he disappears, which I thought was really cool. And I felt bad because Bruce Willis was just trying to save his wife, and somehow I was rooting for him, and I was also rooting for present Joe, the young Joe, because he found this girl and they kind of hit it off and everything. So I was hoping that both Joes would be happy, but young Joe sacrifices himself to save the kid, which alters now the future. If you're into time travel, that causes an insane paradox, between young Joe killing himself, because that just the simple fact that old Joe punches young Joe would create an insane paradox, or at least melt them like they did in Time Cop. But that doesn't happen. I guess they set up their own time travel rules here. So the kid has his mom, and the mom will now try to teach the kid how to control his powers, and so it's a happy ending in that sense. But just the time travel elements and how they set up everything is really cool. Loved Looper. Out of the two movies, I definitely think Looper was the best. My girlfriend agrees, but she's not into horror movies that much, but she loved the characters. She loved everything that happened, so Looper gets a solid 10 in my mark. Bruce Willis is amazing in this. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is amazing in this. Everyone's really cool, so Looper gets a 10 in my book. If you haven't seen it because you're not sure what it's about, watch it. It does get a little complicated at some points, but I'm sure you would love Looper. Amazing movie. It's nothing what I thought it would be, and that's what I loved about it. Same thing like in Cabin in the Woods. I thought it was going to be something, and it turned out to be something totally different. And that's what I love about movies, that they're not remakes, and they're not sequels or prequels, or they're not adaptations. They're movies that are original and introduce something new are really, really welcome in my book. So Looper gets a 10 in my book. Definitely go watch it. Support the movie, because I would like more of these type of movies to be made. So that was a 2-for-1 movie review. Like both movies, but Looper takes the cake. Like always, please leave a comment if you watched it. Let me know what you thought. But thank you all that watched this video, and until I see you again, this is Vargas XX78 signing off.